Hi, I'm Tina with Riverside Greenhouses. We've talked lots about starting your own succulent planters. Today, what I wanted to show you was one of my old ones and what we can do with the old planters that have outgrown their space and how we can fix them up to make them new again. So what I have here is mine from last year. I planted this with succulents that were these sizes, and this is what I have. So this planter was planted in the greenhouse and I took it to my house and it sat at the front. So it was facing east, it got morning sun, but quite a bit of shade, and it did amazing in that spot. I would say it got sun till about 2 in the afternoon. When I watered it, I took my hose and I would fully water the top and then I would just leave it be. So it was there from end of May until probably end of September, 1st of October. Sometime in October, my son came out while I was gone and this was still outside and it was really cold out. So he asked me if he should put it in the garage. In the garage it went and it stayed there until the 1st of March when I brought it out to the greenhouse. So I haven't watered it. My garage, I keep it about 5 degrees. So obviously I would have a little bit of dead, and I've already cleaned that off and I've cleaned it out. I actually use a pair of tweezers. And so what I will do, there is one piece I can show you. So very, very carefully, you have to lift up on the bottom, at the bottom, and pick out some of the dead ones because you don't want any of those to continue in your planter. It will just rot and it doesn't look nice either. So I've cleaned out a lot of it. I'm also going to take out some of the soil so that I can start planting the new ones with some fresh soil. So this one I'm actually going to completely remove so that I can get in here, but I will put it back. It has a little bit of damage on the leaves, but I just absolutely love how big it got. Okay, that is nice and clean. So I'm carefully going to add some fresh soil. So as I add the soil, I'm gently tapping it down. That helps so that I don't get soil all in the succulents. It's really hard to get it off of them once you've done that. What I absolutely love about this planter is I'd cleaned it up a couple weeks ago and I had removed some of the leaves that had died on this particular succulent right here. Left it alone, and then when I came back to it, I noticed these beautiful little starter succulents coming off of the stem. And I think they're just so pretty on this one as well. So originally my thought was that I would somehow lift this up with placing another succulent underneath it to maybe support it, or I wasn't sure what to do yet, but I'm actually just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it lay. So originally this was just the one, and it had a shoot come out that became this one. And now, having removed the leaves, I've got some babies growing. I just thought it looked really pretty. So I see a little bit more dead that I'm just going to remove. And now I'm ready to add some new ones. So what I have chose is some different textures to what I have. And I feel that it's quite muted and monotone. Once I do put it outside, the colors really do get rich in the cooler nights and the sunshine. But I thought maybe adding a bit of green, and I've got this one, and I'm also going to throw in some string of pearls that hang down, and the sedum is one of my favorites because it's such a bright green. So this one I have to be really careful with because there are two in here with very small roots. So this planter as well I've got it a little bit deeper on the edges. Normally I keep my dirt up high, but I will be putting the pearls on the edge, and it just looks nice when they come out and hang down. But when I'm working with the soil, I'm actually helping to create shape to this planter so that when the succulents are planted, the soil will be mounded, and then you put the succulents in so they also are mounded, and it creates this nice even round shape. Now you have to be really careful when working with the ones that are already in here. They can break super easy, and how disappointing would that be? Right, so I'm going to carefully support that one while I sneak this one in. And because my fingers are going to break some of these leaves and the stems, I use some little tools that I have on hand. And I gently pressing the new one in and also pressing the soil around it. That helps to keep it in place. So with succulents, you can plant them quite tight together and it doesn't harm anything at all. I really like the way that they grow together. So because I have this one here that's fallen, I have a bit of a dead spot. So I'm going to put this one in right in the center, and I'm trying carefully to dig a bit of a hole, and then I'm just literally going to drop it in, and then it will grow enough to take up this space. I like it already. I love how big that this one got over the year that I've had it. So of course we're going to leave that one right there. Now this one that I took out, it is a little bit damaged, but that's okay. We're going to use it again as well. I just need to figure out where I'd like to put it. So I chose this spot because I don't like succulents to be symmetrical at all. And I just thought that this would be a good contrast with these colors here. I like the blue up against it there. And then I think what I'm going to do on these sides, I might put pearls here. I'll alternate pearls with the sedum, and that's gonna look really nice. So this one I don't have to plant tight, because what this one will do is it will crawl and grow all along the soil. So it will fill in everywhere that I want it to. And I did break this off. So if you have the time and the patience, something like this that has broken off, you can use a plate or a tray or whatever you have that you like. And you put soil on, place this on top, and then you spritz these. You just spray them with water. And what will happen is right here, they will start to grow babies. So I said I was going to sneak pearls in here. So I'm carefully lifting, and I'm sneaking some string of pearls in there. And it needs a little bit more soil. So now I'm going to do a sedum. And the only reason I'm taking off the fabric is because I can see it at the top of the soil, and I just don't like the way it looks. So this just lets me be able to work with it a little bit better, and I have it now right at the surface. So you see right here, that's the roots from the string of pearls. So even though it's long and trailing, it's growing roots that can be planted, and it will just continue to go wherever you put them and then trail down. This is quite full, but I do see more soil than I normally would with a succulent planter. Now I know it's going to fill out, but I also really love colors and textures. I'm going to add this one. I like it because it's silver, and I think it will make an excellent contrast with all the lime green that I have. So I need to make some room, obviously being very gentle and careful. I'm lifting up on the one beside it, just really gently, and then wiggle it into place. And then as I do that, I'm patting down the soil in front, beside, behind. Fix that pearl a little bit. There. There we go. I'm quite happy with this. And now one of the most important things is watering. So I'm going to show you how I water this. It's going to sit in the greenhouse till probably the end of June. I'll take it to my house and I'll put it in the same spot that I had it last year. It sits at the front facing east, so it gets just morning sun. But that's enough. We talked about how succulents can handle 6 hours of sunshine or daylight, and this one did really well there last year. Again, I will water it with my watering wand, and it will stay outside till the fall, till it starts to get cold. I move it into my garage for the winter where it doesn't receive any care whatsoever. I do keep my garage above freezing. It's at about 5 degrees. But it will sit in there. I don't water it or anything until, of course, I bring it back into the greenhouse, and then I start to water and clean things up, and we will do this process all again. And now we water. Now it will sit in the greenhouse. I have it in the sun, and I probably won't water it again for another month. You will notice that there are a lot of water droplets in among the leaves. And I'm going to not worry about that because there's so much sun, it will dry it out before it becomes a problem. Now, if you were to continually water it, even if you watered it the same amount as you would a regular plant, then it will become an issue and that would be too much. Again, we don't spritz them because you don't want to water them that way and have water in there. I've soaked the soil, it's drenched, and now it's going to completely dry out before I water it again. And the water that is all in the leaves, that will all be gone within a day.